Thank you, Mr. Yo. And next, Julie Mansfeld Wells, followed by Jill Semick.
Hi, good morning. I'm honored to be here during Women's History Month, and congratulations to Rita on your retirement. Today, March 11th, is the anniversary of the catastrophic nuclear accident at the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear plant in Japan. Generations of people who breathe air, drink water, eat fish from the sea, or plants grown in contaminated soil will be exposed to the carcinogens from the radioactive material released into the environment that doesn't decay for tens of thousands of years. We're here today, I'm here with Mothers for Peace, and we're here today on the anniversary of that tragic accident to remind the county and the public that, like Fukushima, we have an old, aging nuclear plant operating on our coast. With each year of continued operation at Diablo Canyon, the risk of a catastrophic nuclear accident here increases. Diablo will continue to generate more high-level radioactive spent fuel waste, which comes out far more radioactive than it was when it was first loaded into the reactor. And since there is currently no permanent storage repository for the toxic waste, it will continue to accumulate on our coast. Long after Diablo has generated its last watt of energy and PG&E has collected the last dollar of revenue from us, the radioactive mess they are creating will remain a hazard for future generations to deal with. I respectfully request that the Board of Supervisors rescind their resolution of March 26, 2024, supporting PG&E's 20-year license renewal request. The cost and risk to all of California to keep the aging plant running far outweigh any short-term financial benefits to the county. And I hope you will consider my request to rescind your resolution. Thank you.
Thank you. Jill, followed by Linda Parks.
Hello, I'm Jill Zamek. I live in Arroyo Grande. As county emergency planners update the multi-jurisdictional hazard mitigation plan to see how the county can protect the public in the event of a nuclear accident, consider this: your recently purchased van, your potassium iodide tablets, your evacuation routes, your emergency broadcasts, and PG&E sirens won't save us. Only closing down the Diablo Canyon nuclear plant can protect us. 14 years ago today, on March 11, 2011, the Fukushima nuclear disaster forced 150,000 people to leave their homes, many permanently, and the environmental destruction continues. Similarly, a nuclear accident at Diablo Canyon, whether due to a seismic event, operational error, or act of terrorism, could wipe out entire communities. Keeping the old Diablo nuclear plant operating, a plant that just experienced a rod drop accident due to corrosion, is unnecessary and certainly not worth the risk to those of us living in the vicinity and downwind. The 28th of this month marks the 46th anniversary of another nuclear disaster at 3 Mile Island. These accidents are our canaries in the coal mine, and we'd best heed the warnings. Let's shut down Diablo Canyon. Thank you.
Thank you. Linda Parks, followed by Jane Swanson.
Good morning, supervisors. Congratulations, County Council Neal. My name's Linda Parks. Last year, on the anniversary of the Fukushima nuclear disaster, I joined Mothers for Peace standing out in front of the Diablo nuclear power plant, and the sign I held said, "Remember Fukushima." I held the sign and I waved at the PG&E employees as their cars streamed out at the end of their shift. I was really surprised at their reaction. Many gave me the thumbs up. And I really respect that because Fukushima showed us what could go wrong and how we can learn from it. For example, both Diablo Canyon and Fukushima Daiichi nuclear plants began construction in the 1960s. Both are in areas of earthquake faults, and both were engineered to rely on the intake of ocean water to cool their reactors. The earthquake and tsunami that caused the loss of reactor core cooling at Fukushima led to 3 nuclear meltdowns, 3 hydrogen explosions, and the release of radioactive contamination. We are now aware that Diablo Canyon was unknowingly built on earthquake faults, and the Nuclear Regulatory Commission staff rated Diablo Canyon as one of the top 3 most embrittled reactors in the nation. Now that California has rapidly developed renewable energy and battery storage, Diablo Canyon is no longer needed. For the sake of public safety, let's get Diablo Canyon decommissioning back on track. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Swanson, followed by Mr. Kirkland after Ms. Swanson.
Thank you for the opportunity. Jane Swanson, I am also with San Luis Obispo Mothers for Peace. On this 14th anniversary of the ongoing Fukushima nuclear disaster that my friend Julie described so well, Mothers for Peace wants to thank Supervisors Bruce Gibson and James Paulding for not supporting the 2024 agenda item of the present chair, which called for an extension of the operations of Diablo Canyon for an additional 20 years. Mothers for Peace also wants to thank our state senator, John Laird, who pointed out in his letter to this board of March 13, 2024, that some important safety issues had not yet been resolved. That remains true today. The level of embrittlement of the Unit 1 reactor vessel has not been tested by PG&E since 2003. It's supposed to be tested every 10 years by regulation, but they managed not to complete the task. PG&E has now committed to having the right tools on hand to do that testing during the reloading of fuel next month in April. But the report to tell the results of that testing will not be finalized until the fall of 2026. So we have a ways to go before all the safety facts are known about that one issue of embrittlement. Yet 3 supervisors voted last year to increase the risks to our communities and others downwind of the plant without having this crucial safety information. We appreciate the courage and ethical leadership of our elected representatives who prioritize the safety of their constituents above the financial gains of PG&E. Thank you.
Mr. Kirkland.